Welcome to Office Portal. In this video, we are going to discuss about one more important salary component called conveyance allowance. What is conveyance allowance? Conveyance expenses from traveling home to the workplace is called conveyance expenses. Expenses paid by employees while commuting from living place to workplace and vice versa are exempted from taxable income. And for that, earlier we had a exemption limit. So earlier conveyance allowance received as a salary component is exempted up to rupees 1600 per month, which is roughly around rupees 19,200 per year. And any excess conveyance allowance received is taxable if it crosses the exemption limit of 19,200 as per the Income Tax Act. In budget 2018, the government of India introduced a standard deduction method which is started with rupees 40,000, which actually replaced the conveyance allowance exemption along with the medical allowance exemption. So both were around 19,200 and 15,000 respectively. So the 40,000 was a little higher than the both the components together. So it was a better exemption. Again, since budget 2019, the standard deduction amount has been increased from 40 to 50,000, which is still applicable until this financial year 2020-23. So they have also included a new tax regime for this exemption. Earlier it wasn't included, the new tax regime. So now both old and new tax regime, they are eligible for the standard deduction exemption up to 50,000 for this financial year 2023. Yeah, Office Portal is set up with one of the default allowances, a conveyance allowance, with a threshold limit of Rs 1,600 per month. So in Office Portal, let's see how it is implemented in Office Portal first. So in Office Portal, under settings, payroll settings, earnings, you will see the list of earnings we have created already. So out of that, conveyance allowance is also one of a component which you have created default. So with the limit of 1,600, keeping in mind earlier 1,600 was the exemption was given. So right now it doesn't mean even if you give more than 1,600, less than 1,600, because you already have been excluded. So whatever the limit, whatever the exemption you give, there is a standard deduction which replaced actually. So you can actually go and edit. So let's see how you can go and edit. You just click on the conveyance allowance on top of it and you get to this page where you can see the settings actually. So you can edit this component and you can make this amount 0 so that you can actually design the configuration while creating the salary components, right? So this is a fixed pay type by default, so it's chosen already. Calculation type, we have chosen a flat type method, which is an amount given, or you can also choose a percentage for basic. So that's up to you. So it is have been activated already. So this for sure it is included in employee CTC, and yeah, for this is also a taxable component. And yes, if you want to include this a pro rata, that means as per the attendance you want to prorate this component, you can do that. And the FBB you can include or exclude, FBB or flexible benefit plan. And do you want to include this component for EPF calculation? By default we have selected yes. You can also choose no. And do you want to include this component for ESA calculation? It has been chosen no, since as per the ESA Act, conveyance allowance cannot be included for ESA calculation, so it has been by default chosen as no. So this is the configuration we have implemented in Office Portal for the conveyance allowance. Actually you can edit. The edit option is not available now because we have used this conveyance allowance for one of our salary components, salary structure. So let's see how we have designed that one. So we have an employee called Arun. So we have structured the salary details by going to employees and selecting that particular employee and edit him, and we get this menu and we go to salary details, and I have given annual CTC of 3 lakh. So 50% of annual CTC is, which is 1,50,000. So monthly is 12,500, is taken as a basic, and we have HRA, so 40% HRA is taken. So non-metro, we consider a non-metro category, maybe for exemption of HRA, so you need 50 or 40. So if it's a metro, 50 would be more advisable. If it's a non-metro, 40 would be advisable. So yeah, that we have already discussed in HRA allowance component. And yeah, here comes the conveyance allowance. By default 1600 we have selected, so it is prefixed or predefined here. So if you choose there 0, so here you can enter the amount actually. So the rest is the fixed allowance. So fixed allowance is the filling gap, or you can see the remaining amount goes to the fixed allowance. So that the 25,000 monthly salary of 3 lakhs, which is divided into these components. This is how the salary details can be configured in OfficePortal. It's very easy. So what are the components we have? You can enable and disable, make active, inactive. So those are visible here. So these 3 components are made active, so you're visible, you're seeing here. So fixed allowance is a default component, right? So that actually is the balance amount where you will fit fixed allowance will be fixed in OfficePortal. So I just created a parent, so for month of May. So as I can see, for Arun we have only 11 days of attendance. So 1600 is prorated for 11 days is 568. It is rounded to nearest rupee. It should be 567 some dot 74 or something. So it is nearest. So this is how the salary will be calculated, prorated as per the components as per the attendance. Right, basic is also prorated. It was 12,500, so prorated basic for 11 days for Arun is 4435. So each component is prorated, so he gets the gross earnings. Right, so he has also expense reimbursement claim, so that is also included in the payslip format. So you can see it's a preview one. So this is the actual parent calculated. Just I have added for only Arun the salary details. So only you can see the Arun list here. When you keep adding all the salaries for all the employee, you will see all the list here in the particular parent under the employee summary view. Thank you for watching this video. We'll come up with more interesting, useful videos in OfficePortal. To set up a free account, go to www.officeportal.io and click on Setup Free Account link. To schedule a free demo, go to www.officeportal.io and click on Schedule a Demo link.